Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is February 6, 2025. Another daily analysis. Market just get a nibble, kind of like upside move today. We just got to 6,070 and S&P 500 close. Another green bar, but we are getting to important level. 6,100 is going to be a decisive moment for the market. 6,120, which is going to be this pivot. So if we get breaking through above this, that would be a fantastic rally. I would say it's going to be a very sharp one to 6,200 to 6,250. Tomorrow we will have NFP, and NFP is going to be a kind of like a moment of truth or kind of like a market mover to the upside or downside. And today we got Amazon earning after hours. Amazon earning was fantastic for Q4. However, softer earning or I would say softer expectations forecast for 2025 Q1 actually just got investors disappointed and they sold off after hours. We will get that one. But all in all, I should say the pattern is bullish as far as we are above this February 3. And this is a very, very important pivot. As long as we are above this, we are giving market benefit of doubt. If we get above 6120, that's the area that everyone needs to keep an eye on because we're going to get a nice rally to the upside. Potentially 6200 is coming down the road. Moving on to Nasdaq. Nasdaq is the same formation here. We just got a nice rally today, 78 points to the upside. Not a bad session, even after hours when we get Amazon getting back to the downside. But this closed positive today, closing bell, and also after hours we got close. So if we get above these two pivots, somewhere around 21,900, that's going to be the area that we want to get into long position because that's a breakout. And I would say it's not going to be a false breakout. Potentially we will get to 22,500 or so. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to Dow Jones, which got a negative bar today. We got energy market or energy names actually, and along with healthcare, they just went into red territory. So that's why Dow is getting weaker. However, financials were great today, and JP Morgan hit the all-time high. We'll get that one. We are kind of like forming a consolidation here. If we get a breaking through above this neckline, we can see 46,000 is coming down the road. And I would say that rally is coming potentially if all actually stocks are getting back to the bull side. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to gold. Gold just got a correction candle today after a nice rally to the upside. As I said, we're going to see a nibble correction potentially to this broken all-time high here, somewhere around 2,800. If we get back down to 2,800, that would be a great buying opportunity. Wait for that one. That is coming along with this SMA 20 on a daily basis as well, so we can finish its correction. Momentum is pretty strong, and I would say gold can get to new all-time high more and more if market gives us any opportunity for long position. We will get to that one. Moving on to silver. Silver just got 8 points down. We got a doji bar. I know reversal on a stochastic, but this doesn't mean that we're going to see a bigger correction. But we need to get above this $32.50, $32.60 per ounce because we are getting into this supply area and this supply needs to breaking through. So if we get breaking through, then we can see a kind of like a nice rally to the upside to this potential pivotal point here somewhere around 34. My ultimate target is going to be $44 per ounce this year. Moving on to crude. Crude just getting back to the downside as Donald Trump announcement that he has got a plan for Ukraine, Russia, that he wants to bring the oil price down. He wants to bring the oil price down to finish everything. So based on that, we see that oil is going all the way down to $70 right now, $71. And you can't just find a bottom here because this is a breaking zone here. If it goes down, if it doesn't hold, that is very bearish signal. We can go all the way down. But I would say 72, 71, that is the area that everyone needs to kind of like keep an eye on, at least for a short-term bounce. So we will see. If Crude wants to get back to the rally, needs to finish actually daily close, even weekly close above 75. Right now, we are far away from that one. I thought that crude actually finished its corrective move somewhere around 72, 73. We had a bounce, but it just neglected, actually ignored at the top 674 and then getting back to the downside. This rejection means that the bearish momentum is coming, and bearish momentum right now we are at 71. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. So bit just getting back to the downside today, and I believe that still the pattern is not that favorable for bulls. If we get below this shadow 91,000, then we're gonna see a more corrective move for the Bitcoin to the downside. As long as we are above this demand area 90,000, we should give Bitcoin benefit of doubt for a bullish momentum. But if we get below 90,000, that would be kind of like the sharp spike to the downside. 74 to 76,000 is coming down the road. Ethereum 4% downside. Still, Ethereum is kind of like a lagging 4%. That's a huge amount. And 26 to 2,500, that's the area that I'm looking at to accumulate more on Ethereum. So we'll see how it goes. Bond yield, we just got a positive momentum today. This candle is just bullish harami. I'm not sure for NFP. Tomorrow, if we get a strong job report, then this one is going to get back to the upside. However, the new secretary for Trump administration, finance secretary, actually, they mentioned that he mentions about something that bond yield performance or kind of like yeah, performance is going to go down over the time, not immediately. Moving on to the bond treasuries, just got a doji bar when we got a positive momentum on a bond yield. It just showed a positive, sorry, hiccups here. So if you just look at this trend line here, everyone is just keep an eye on this. So if this is a breakout zone, we should see a strong momentum above this, especially it goes to this important supply area 92, 91, and also this break down to the downside. So when you see these patterns are coming to each other, so this means this is a strong resistance here, 89 to 90 supply area pivot for the breaking through to the downside. So if we want to see a treasury get back to the upside, we need to see a strong breakout. If a strong breakout pullback would be a great buying opportunity for a next rally to 96. But if this is just a lower high, so we got a lower high, and we need to see the downside move continuing to for the days moving forward. We'll see how it goes. VIX adjust at 1% down today. Not a bad session for VIX all in all. It's just forming the bottom here. It gets to critical zone 12 to 14. That's going to be the area that I'm kind of like attempted to buy long position on VIX right now. Just my pencil is down. Dixie, uh, along with bond yield, just getting back to the upside, 107. Still, it is not as strong enough. Moving on to um, a magma indicator forming a nice bullish consolidation here. But this one doesn't mean that we are going to see a nice breaking through to the upside. Amazon just um, got a negative impact on this, so we will see. But this bullish consolidation is pretty nice. If we get a trigger to the upside, that would be huge run. Apple just forming a positive candle. This is a kind of like a low, and this is a higher low. And seems like it's forming well. As long as it is above this previous pivot, which is 220, we should just give benefit of doubt for the bullish momentum, at least even for the short term, to get to 240. But if it doesn't hold above 240, then we can see a downside move continuing to 190. Amazon, just a $2.66 up. Not a bad session at all. A Meta, $7.12 up. A good price action here. So 1% up. Microsoft, $2.53 up. A great move for Microsoft here after finding the bottom. We need to see a strong momentum to 420. So if it gets above 420, I would say the bigger momentum is coming down the road. Still lagging. Microsoft doesn't go anywhere since a year, so we need to see some kind of like a clear path from it. Google, after yesterday's sell-off, today we just got a positive momentum. Getting back to the upside a little bit, seems like find the bottom. If this is just a dead cat bounce or the beginning of the rally, we will see. But I would say if all indexes wants to have rally, this one is going to continue at least to fill this gap. Moving on to Netflix, so we just got a positive momentum to new all-time high today. $1,015. That's great for Netflix. Tesla, I believe the bottom for Tesla is pretty close. This is a good pattern here. This is a good corrective move to the downside, ABC down. We still can get more downside to 326 to 360. That's the area that I would say that's going to be a potential for a long position. So we'll see how it goes. Semiconductor index had a bigger momentum today, nicely moving up, $1.21 up. Stocks, this is lagging, but after hours it just gained a bit, managed to the positive territory. Taiwan Semiconductor Index continuing to the upside, $1.93 up. This sector is going to be one of the biggest one actually in 2025. I believe um, this multi-VIX correction or consolidation can breaking through nicely to the upside. Lots of names are going to gain 20, 25% down the road. I'm kind of like optimistic in that one. AMD, just after yesterday gap down, it just forming the bottom here, 105 to 110. That's the area that I'm looking at to find the bottom here. If it was a bad earning, then we should see continuation to the downside. But yesterday price action was kind of like a capitulation. Today market tried to digest exactly what's going to be the fair value for AMD. I would say this is getting well. So if you're not investing in it, make sure have some even a small allocation in your portfolio. At this level, this is very valuable. Nvidia getting back to the upside, 3% up, but after hours it just took a hit, just $1 down. But Nvidia, this is the bottom at the right point, right time. So Nvidia can go, I would say, 140 down the road. Moving on to the Texas Instrument, nicely reversing back to the upside. This is kind of like the bigger ABC correction. And I would say this ABC correction is finished right now. Texas below 200, that's valuable. So I would say this can go higher. Lamb Research, 89 cents up. Great move for Lamb. And this one establish itself above $80. Seems like the breakout is coming. If we get above 84, then 101 is coming. Moving on to the financials, XLF, this is new all-time high, new closing all-time high for XLF. Great move. KBE, 54 cents up. And this is breaking through to the upside. KRE, the same pattern, nicely breaking out. And JP Morgan, new all-time high, great move for JP. So 276, that's a great move for JP Morgan. Goldman Sachs as well, new all-time high, $12 up, great move for Goldman. Bank of America, 63 cents up. And Wells Fargo, $1.37 up, new all-time high. Moving on to the gold miners, GDX, 9 cents up. GDXJ 19 cents down, and we don't see any corrective move within gold miners. When gold had a correction, gold miners actually didn't stop moving. They kind of like softened their momentum, but still they have a good price action there. The pattern wise is okay. Newmont just 8 cents down. This is a hiccup, as I said. A lot of noises here, but we can see a Newmont going back to the upside, 50 to $51. Gold Barrick 3 cents up. A good pattern here. If it breaking through to the upside, then $21 is coming for Gold Barrick. Moving on to the XLE, which is oil, or I should say energy spider. Very sharp sell-off today. So this means potentially we are going to see a double bottom here somewhere around 82. OH, $8.33 down here. This is going to be the same pattern. We may see some kind of like a bearishness is coming. Exxon, $1.45 down. I would say I was waiting for a double bottom for a W pattern. Seems like the pattern is not that strong yet. And Chevron, $1.09 down here for Chevron. And this is kind of like an ABC pattern corrective move to the downside. All right, I believe I covered everything. Again, tomorrow is going to be a very roller coaster day, so make sure to stay tuned for that one. If you don't want to trade NFP, just don't. Relax. Take a sip of your tea or coffee and just enjoy the market. Have a fantastic evening. See you on the chart. Bye bye.